Alrighty, we should be live right now. I have a pretty terrible idea, a special treat, but it's a pretty bad idea. Like, you're gonna hate today's show. Nah, but jokes aside, I'm a little winded because I had to run downstairs and grab today's stage prop. We got a stage prop here, all right. Right, let's see if we can get this to work out here. So I had a crazy idea for today's stream, and it's partially an effort to test the waters, and it's also just a gag, you know, just like a way to have fun doing something highly absurd. And so to proceed with that, I'm just going to get the chat on screen. I am streaming through LIVESTREAM Studio today. So I can even send out an invite link. I'm not really encouraging it. I'm not discouraging it necessarily, but I'm not going out of my way to invite anybody. Like if somebody goes, "Hey man, can I hop on?" I might do it. But I just want to I want to go to bed. So let's see here. Give me 1 second. We'll show you what we've been doing here. So yeah, I had a crazy idea for today's stream, and since there's no guests at the moment, I'll probably repeat what I'm saying again in a few minutes. So I apologize in advance. However, I guess before I proceed, I should say to anybody watching on the replay, please consider liking and subscribing. You know, all the usual things, especially if you are curious and would like to see what else I might have in store. So this pocket PC, it's not really a pocket PC, it's a palm-sized PC. There's been some progress made. Although I think I'm gonna have to turn off every one of my lighting fixtures in order to show you. Okay, that light's staying. Oh, wow, it turned off. All right, let's see here. You know, I actually changed the wallpaper today, and then I changed it back because Punkwaddle is a really good wallpaper. He just is. I mean, like I said, it's a high contrast wallpaper. Like you wouldn't be able to see anything on this screen if we, you know, didn't have this. And actually, I've made so much progress in getting this funny, antiquated device to do things, more things than it, you know, I expected it ever to do, that I think we can actually move on to the next phase, which is I want to resurrect my website from the late 90s. So I have a website from the late 90s where I was going to make wallpapers for devices like this and ones with color screens. But I literally started the website for black and white screen devices. And then, I don't know, I started like seeing that girls existed, and I stopped, you know, focusing on that. Plus it was an Angel Fire website, and that's just kind of like, you know, really, you know, bottom of the ladder. But the fact that Angel Fire is still hosting that website makes me want to resurrect it. I mean, I was able to log into it, edit the HTML files, so it's like that website is still active. It's under a slightly different address, but it's there. So I used to use an application called Pocket TV or MPEG TV or something like that, and now we're running an application called the TCPMP, the Core Pocket Media Player. And this one is really more for use on newer devices, you know, devices that are more powerful. But I use it on here because I was able to find a compatible version. All right, let's see how many lights I have to turn off before I can show you guys the screen easily. Yeah, it's like so. These. Okay, I gotta turn off my. I gotta get like I gotta get some smart outlets in here. Control them from my desktop, you know. All right, hopefully that's enough lights because I don't want to really turn off any. Hey Google, turn off the lights. Okay, now we're doing, there we go. Now see that? Now you can't see Jack squiddly, right? But that's okay, we got this. All right, so I got a special treat for you tonight. We're gonna have a movie tonight. We're gonna watch a movie tonight. We're gonna watch it on here. You know why? I made a discovery. I discovered that if you have a hard time seeing what's on a little screen like this, but you want to watch a movie on here, what you could do is you could turn on an entire computer, an entire desktop computer, and then point the camera at the screen, and then you can enlarge what's on the camera like I'm doing right now. Like, this is way bigger than what is, than the actual size. And then you could just watch the movie through the camera on your computer screen. And we have Star Trek. And I might have to turn off my audio filters so you can see that. Hang on, we're going to turn off my audio filters. So my audio is going to get a little filthy. Yeah, filthy animal. No, I'm kidding. In fact, my audio might be on the loud side, but anyway, okay, let's see how this goes. So I think we have to do it like this. So, I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna go like that, and I'm not actually gonna hold this the entire stream. This is just partially a gag, but we're gonna have some fun here. We're gonna do some scientific projects here. So I was thinking about like literally plopping this down on my desk and working on something else while this just plays in the background. Uh-oh. So we lost the sound. So one weird caveat about using this as a media player is it'll lose the ability to produce sound at a random interval. And it seems to be like something that happens more often when I'm zooming in. And you don't get the sound back, at least not for the media player, until you reset. Which is like rebooting. It's like telling your computer to restart Windows, and it makes this sound, and then it comes to life, and then there we go, and it gives us the warning. It's like, oh, your memory card is going to use more battery, and I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Then we go back to the start menu as it's still loading, and we go, okay, let's go back to the media player. And then, oh crap, I didn't mean to click that. You go to open file, and so I have episodes of Pat Labor, which means patrol labor, basically. We have an episode of Sidonia no Kishi, or Knights of Sidonia. And we got some Star Trek episodes. And notice I have like a couple AVIs that are like 80 megabytes. I have one that's a whole 380 megabytes. And then up here we have the Pat Labor episodes that are between 50 and 80 megabytes. So if we go through these, like, the MKV files should play, but they're not, and that's partly because there's a couple of missing, plugins, I believe. There we go, we're getting sound. Damn it! I'm so sorry for cursing out loud on this stream. So, see, this is like very, very janky. I don't even know why it's being janky like that. It plays like the beginning of the audio, and then it just cuts out. It's like, nope. It's like, I'm not going to do it for you anymore, buddy. It's like, I give up. Imagine how frustrating this would be if I was actually using this. I think we're going to jump over to astronomy in a moment. But I want to try this one more time, because what if one day there's a power outage and I need to watch movies on here? What am I supposed to do? But I did do something absurd. I ordered a later model of this device. Ah, shit. I did it again. Okay, so now it's in full screen mode, and I'm afraid to do anything about it. So I want to zoom in on the picture, but I'm afraid of losing the audio again. So my idea was originally for this stream was to like literally play this on a screen and have the camera pointing at it and have my microphone pointing at it and see how long it takes for the system to detect it. See how long it takes for the system to go, hey, you're playing something that is not yours. But let's go and pick Which one we want to pick? MPEG, I guess we'll pick an MPEG. We'll pick the 50 megabyte file. I don't know if this is actually the correct size. What's up, Lady Mist? So I was just kind of talking to myself for a couple of minutes. I don't know how long because the statistics were broken last week. Last week I did a stream, and YouTube couldn't even like show me the graph. Now I think the graph is just being straight in. Oh, now the graph is showing one person. So this is Pat Labor, which is patrol labor. It's like they use mechs for construction, but of course criminal people also use the giant robots. We're watching movies right now. That's what we're doing right now, Lady Mist. We're watching movies. We're having a movie time. Literally, the plan is for me to put a movie on in this dark room on this really tiny screen. Then I'm going to take the phone, I'm going to put it down on my desk, and I'm going to just leave the camera pointing at that for the remaining duration of this stream for the next 40 minutes. And we're going to see how long it takes for YouTube to, like, you know, detect copyright. There we go. Now we go on. This is the episode I want to watch. We got Star Trek. And so, of course, instead of watching the show on my computer screen, we're going to watch it through a camera on my screen, despite this awful flicker here. I need to do something about the flicker. I think I'm going to try turning on my lights again. I'm going to try turning on the lights. Forgive me. Oh, wait, actually, no, but you can't hear the audio. I got to turn it back on. No, I got a better idea. We're going to do some experiments. Okay, let me do an experiment here. But, I mean, right, it is too dark, isn't it? So I think we're gonna, like, move on to something else very soon. This is high absurdity, Lady Mist. But we're gonna do some science here. We're gonna do some science. Okay, so we're gonna adjust the contrast on the device. We can hold down a button, and I could go down. Obviously, that's too dark. I mean, too light. Uh-oh, I lost audio. I don't know why it does that. I don't know if that's what you would call a feature. But it literally just it decides at some random point during playback that if I start messing with it too much, it decides that it doesn't want to do audio anymore. And no big deal, but let's do a quick experiment before we go back to something normal. So I'm going to just do an adjustment here. What I'm curious about is, so in OBS, I can adjust the shutter speed. See? We got some settings there. So I want to see what happens if we adjust that setting. If we make it... Okay, that's obviously no bueno. You know, it's interesting. We're actually seeing the refresh rate of the LCD screen now. That's some scientific crap. Or we could do the opposite. We could crank up the exposure and try to hide it. And then we can go and maybe try something like this. Or something like that. Oh, that's weird. Okay, let's reset that before I ruin it. Alright, all jokes aside, we're gonna go and do something normal. Hang on. Ooh! Ooh! That is ugly, huh? Alright, let me just make some adjustments. We're gonna get... wait, is that the right knob? Sound check 1, 2. I hope I'm not too loud. Alright, we're gonna turn my audio filters back on. Then we're gonna turn the lights back on. And I appreciate you and anyone else who's tuned in right now for bearing with me through this high absurdity. Okay, now one more thing. Where's my remote control? There we go. Oh, my umbrella is in the wrong direction over there. Well, we'll deal with it later. So how is everybody doing today? Like, I'm pretty satisfied actually with the amount of progress I've made on this Casio device. But you know, showing you what's on the screen is really tricky. I'll show you again. So the problem is that, you know, it just reflects everything, including the Mylar light reflector on my ceiling. So it's like, people think like it looks ratchet if they saw what my ceiling looked like. I mean, I just kind of do random experiments here. But Punk Waddle is a good wallpaper because of the contrast difference. Now, I actually ordered another device like this today. I ordered me a this is a E15. I ordered a color version, the E100. Because I kind of want to rebuild my old PDA collection. I'm only buying PDAs that I've already owned. I'm not going to collect them all. But I just want to like kind of, you know, push the boundaries. And this one I've already pushed the boundaries beyond what I've had them before. When I was 12, I got as far as playing Game Boy games on this. And maybe some Nintendo. Tomorrow I want to show up at work and play some Star Trek on it. And like get a couple of the old timers, you know, enthralled. That'll be, have a little fun with them. They're good guys, you know. All right, let's see here now. Hope my audio isn't too loud, but let me know. What was I going to do next? Oh, wait, I have an itinerary. Let me check my itinerary real quick, please. I'm sorry. I got to check the itinerary because that I literally made it itinerary. I was like, oh, let's make sure I don't forget what I'm supposed to be doing on today's stream. So let's see, Star Trek. Okay, the list says Star Trek on the Pocket PC. So my plan was to kind of just like work on different things. So what I wanted to do was play Star Trek on that Pocket PC screen and have the camera pointing down. And the goal was like to have the microphone positioned in such a way. That's why I rotate my mic so that it could pick up the audio. And what up my Super Nintendo God Mike Cadillac, my boy. Yeah, Super Nintendo. He's been here before. He's a good friend of the channel. He is a honored friend of the channel. He is someone who has given me many laugh hours. Is that the right term? Laugh hours? Like, you know, my larynx has spent time laughing as a result of his good work. And just also enjoyment of, you know, retro games. I mean, I tune into Super Nintendo's channel and he'll be playing like some random Nintendo game and I'll be like inspired. I'll be like, I want to play that. Like, the Civil War. It's like, I didn't know they had a Civil War game, but they did. And you can, you know, send troops all over the country. You can send soldiers to the battlefield. You can, you know, move resources around. You could tell the game at the beginning whether you want natural disasters or not. You know, things that would disrupt a war effort. So, okay, getting back to my list real quick. And I got a strike on this channel. Oh, man. Yeah, of course I'll check out your backup. Not only will I check it out, I will subscribe. So what is the strike? Is it like, what, 2 weeks? You got to be good, and then you can, you know, basically, you got, is it like, is it that it? Basically 2 weeks you have to be good? Something like that? If that makes any sense. And right now, my boy is streaming a basketball game. And that's why they struck you. You're streaming real basketball game. Oh, these aren't real. This is a game. No, I'm kidding. So I remember learning recently how people simulate major games. Like they'll plug in all of the parameters. They'll have the, you know, all of the players, all of the right people in the position. And basically they try to, like, I think, see if the game automatically plays out the same way it did in real life as sort of a academic exercise. I'll do you one better, Super Nintendo. I'm going to I have trouble pronouncing that. I'm going to post your backup on my Twitter twatter. Because who doesn't love Ghostbusters? I love Ghostbusters almost as much, more than Whooper Trooper, but only because I've known Ghostbusters longer. Now, jokes aside, Whooper Trooper's the man. I got Whooper Trooper right here. And I was just curious why he's playing a video of a guy with glasses. I mean, who watches video of guys wearing glasses? Like, who the hell watches videos with people wearing glasses? Like, what kind of weird, what kind of weird stuff is that? But now, jokes aside, Oh, okay. Is this mother effer? Okay, so let's read it. Let's read. Let's see what the internet drama clock says today. He said a lot of dumb things, but this could be the dumbest. Oh, I think we're gonna have to play some audio right now. I hope I can patch in the audio. Let's see if we can get some desktop audio here. Oh yeah, we can. All right, good, good, good. We're gonna find out what Mr. Hassan said. And so, in the words of Whooper Trooper, who has a great YouTube channel, you should check him out, says, I literally started YouTube because of how much my job sucked the soul out of me. Yeah, streaming can be tough, but it's way better than a real job. See, my way of doing it is I don't treat it like a job. I just try to have fun. All right, let's get the audio up. All right, I'm going to lower the audio so we don't blow out anyone's eardrums. And then I'll crank it up, all right? So I'm going to rewind the tape. I'm going to click play.
Yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul.
Let me know if you want that louder.
You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
That is dumb. That is dumb. Like I get it. Like I have friends who will do 6-hour streams, 4-hour streams. Like I have a couple of friends who would do these really long streams sometimes. And number one, you don't have to join their multi-hour stream, or you could join fashionably late if you're worried about getting stuck. Because me, it's not really rude to leave on time, but sometimes it feels like you're being rude. And so sometimes I stick around longer than I need to stick around because I don't know how to disengage from a group conversation without, worrying that I'm going to be a bit too impolite, or I don't want to interrupt someone mid-sentence. But realistically, you got to do that. Sometimes you just got to be like, all right, I got to go, see you guys later, whatever, that's all, and that can feel like, and then there's the stream I joined where people were all rowdy, but I knew one of them, he'll sound like he's being mean, but he's actually really cool. This guy from Australia, and he's out there. He's like a mad lad. He's the definition of mad lad. And I enjoy his company on the internet because the guy's funny. But at the same time, when you have different people talking over each other at the same time, it can be a little overwhelming. And sometimes that can feel a bit like a chore, or it can feel a bit like work. But is it anything like being in the mines? The real issue of streaming as a job is when you spend 6 hours like this guy's talking about, the Hassan guy, and you don't make money like he does. Like this guy, he's probably gonna freaking mad money from doing whatever he does. And I mean, I'm guessing, I don't actually know. Let's see if we can find out. Hassan Abi income. Let's see if he makes money. The revenue streams of Hassan Abi on Twitch. Hassan Abi's earnings are even more impressive. With 2.5 million followers, he receives a steady stream of donations that could provide between 50 and 90k a month. So let's just drop it to 10k a month. 10k a month is plenty right there, right? That's like 120 grand a year. So if he has a bad month and he's not making 50k, but he's making more than 10k, and let's just say that's like 10k after taxes. We'll just, pretend that the taxes are somehow sorted out. That's not bad. I mean, let's do a die. We're gonna do we're gonna bring back the the whiteboard. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna bring back the whiteboard. I don't know if you guys remember the whiteboard. I used to have a whiteboard that I used to draw things on. We're gonna bring it back, and I don't actually know how we're gonna do this, but we're gonna try this out right now. So I believe what I gotta do is I have to give myself a green background. So I'm in Clip Studio right now. And in Clip Studio, this is the same application that Makini Draw uses, except that he knows how to draw. He's a real artist. I mean, I'm an artist too, but I'm not a drawing artist like Makini. I believe Lady Mist knows how to draw too. I believe Lady Mist said that she would one day draw a Gundam for me if I requested it. So I haven't done that yet, but if that's ever, something that you're interested in doing, yeah, I would request that Gundam, because I would love to have a picture of a Gundam drawn by any one of you, but mainly Lady Mist. So let's see here. What are we gonna draw now? Oh yeah, so we gotta draw Hassan. So what would Hassan look like? Okay, so wait a second. So this is something I learned recently was, there's two ways. Oh yeah, okay, I know what I gotta do. I'm sorry, my brain got sidetracked. Give me one moment here. Let's see, we got the side. There we go. Now you guys can see the picture in real time. So that's like one of the challenges about these drawing tablets is like some people can draw on it and look up at the screen, but me, when I draw it like this, it doesn't update in real time because that's the nature. So streaming revenue, whatever. We'll come back to this later, but I'm going to work out something as a, I'm going to find an excuse to make a diagram of something tonight. Oh yeah, let's get back to the itinerary. Once again, like, I promise next week I will try to make a real effort to, you know, do something. Like maybe have real guests. I invited Pacific 414 on. It was a little too late. I totally understand. I don't hold it against him at all. But that's like something I might do is so I don't actually know if this is how this works. I feel like this chroma key thing should have already worked. All right, whatever. Okay, now this should work. Oh my god. I need a white background. Shit. All right, I know what we're going to do. We're going to put this. I remember how to do this. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to. It's coming back to me. It's coming back to me ever so gradually, all right? See? See, there's a reason you've seen the color palette there because now what I can do is. Oh. Okay, I got to go back here. Got to draw the pencil. There we go. We're going to get the pencil on screen. And then, okay, there we go. See, look, see, I can draw lines. It's a little weird though. It's coming up green when it should come up, so need some trial and error here. I'm just going to give myself devil horns here. So I think what's happening is we're getting some color blending here. So the chroma key isn't doing exactly the things that I was hoping it would do in the way I expected it to do the things it does. We might be able to pick a brighter shade of green. We might be able to go back into the chroma key settings in OBS, which are right here. So you can actually see like, whoops. Uh-oh. Okay, the computer got very confused when I did that just now. See? You can see I'm drawing lines. These lines should be totally black, not green. So I think we have to like click on a thingy. Yeah, I think I'll play with that later on. You know, it's getting better. Now the lines are starting to look black. We could backspace it. Maybe pick a larger font. Maybe I should go back to looking at my itinerary. It's not really an itinerary. It's like I'm trying. There we go. But see, it's a little sketchy. I've done this before, but you see where I'm going with this, right? Let's pick a bright color. We'll pick a bright color. Like maybe I'll make myself. What color should I become? I can become any color I want. Maybe I want to be purple today. Let's become purple. We'll pretend that I come from a planet where they do photosynthesis using different chemical compounds. And that is why I am purple instead of a normal color. Oh, there you go. I can see the mouse cursor. It's a loud helicopter. That's so weird. Like, this is what it looks like on my main screen. And what you're seeing is this green shadowy thing. Is really because I'm kind of using the chroma key in a way, or the color key in a way that is not intended to be used. And I don't know, I'll have to mess with that later, but let's go. I'm gonna look at the, okay, now I'm gonna go back to my list. And once again, I appreciate y'all bearing with me. If anybody wants me to go back to trying to watch anime on that Pocket PC without having the lighting set up, let me know. I thought I had it. Oh yeah, we've got a finished video.
So, yes, a real job can be gruesome. A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't suck the soul out of you. You know what I mean? In the same way that 9 hours of streaming absolutely will.
That's a pretty bad take. Like, yeah, I guess if you don't enjoy, clearly Hassan does not enjoy streaming.
Yes, a real job can be
a real
gruesome.
job.
A real job can make you very tired, but a real job doesn't.
He should do a real job. Do something he enjoys if he doesn't enjoy it so much, you know? Let me have his subscribers at 50 grand a month or something. So let's give a heart to Whooper Trooper. And you guys should look him up on Twitter and give him a heart as well. And we can say hi to our boy Steven Ransom. He's always oh yeah, I didn't do this yet. Okay, Ghostbusters fan, I just shared your alternate channel on the tweeted twatters. I didn't type a personalized message, but that's because you know, I can't think straight when I'm typing and videoing. So, oh, okay, I know what I gotta do. Got it. Okay, we got it. I know. Okay, so I was gonna do something boring. We're not gonna do the boring thing. The boring thing involves using this program and this other application, which I don't see at the moment. It must have crashed on me. But basically using two video encoder apps in order to convert videos for my pocket computer. Instead of doing that, we are going to, and I hope the chat didn't malfunction again. I'm going to be, oh, Lady Mist, I missed your messages. Hang on. I got to refresh the browser. This happened to me before. I don't know why it's happening to me again. All right, I'm going to fix it. Anime Night! I'm so sorry for missing your messages. I don't know why the chat did that to me. But this is not the first time I've had this problem where the YouTube chat decided to, like, not be, you know, live. So hang with me 2 seconds, guys and ladies, while I effect repairs to that aspect of the stream. Because obviously, I live to read your messages. Not that I live to read them, but it's like the right thing to do. So I truly do apologize. And I appreciate your candor and, well, not candor, you know, I appreciate your positive attitude about that Anime Night 1992. You know, 1992 was the year I was in kindergarten. So let's see if I missed anything else. Yeah, I got, oh wow, I got, like, yeah, I just thought you guys went quiet on me. I'd kill for the numbers he has. Yeah, I would too, exactly, right? And you're welcome, Mr. Super Nintendo. A 7-hour stream last night. Bless you. That's another channel you all should subscribe to right there. Let's get that channel right there. So I'm going to just use the link that I have in hand already. This is Anime Night 1992. I'm curious to see what that 7-hour stream was about. Heck, that would allow me to use up half my workday tomorrow. Yeah, all of those trolls came after me and made a fake channel trying to lie about me and make false narratives. I should have just ignored them. Yeah, is that where the strike came from? That shit? That's fucking annoying. Like, so it's like, it was the drama. So you didn't get a strike from, like, playing. So I get strikes from playing copywritten content, as you know, right? That's like my thing. Well, I don't get strikes, but, you know, I get, like, I do play content that's not mine. And that's, like, the source of most of my issues, you know? But other people, not so much. But, I mean, look, I understand where you're coming from. It's like, you felt challenged by these people, right? It's like, you know, it's like, you logically felt this, you know, maybe not need, but felt this, you know, desire to defend your honor, you know, and I think we both agree that it's good to occupy the moral high ground, because if, like, the other people realize, oh, okay, this guy's following moral high ground, let's all be cool. or they decide to be the aggressors, and then they look like the assholes anyway, you know. But there's this gaslighting culture we see in politics every day, where people on both sides of that political aisle will commit the same offenses, but they only get enforced on one side. It's not that they only get enforced on one side, but it's that people on each side of the political aisle will get uppity about stuff done on the other side, but they'll look the other way when it's on their side. And like one of the examples would be like national debt. It's like, okay, yeah, Democrats are always raising the national debt, but so are Republicans. Yet Republican voters usually only complain about it when the Democrats are doing it. And either they make excuses for the Republicans, or they say it's, or they change their mind. They say, "Oh no, it's normal." And Democrats do the same thing. They do the same thing in a different way. Like what this real estate case in New York, where the district attorney of Manhattan, you know, basically fines Trump $400 million over some real estate fraud. I have no doubt the guy commits some form of fraud. I don't know what type of fraud. But I also have no doubt that this was a politically motivated case, and maybe just because it's politically motivated doesn't mean that we should expect, you know, the authorities to look the other way. But actually, yeah, that is par for the course. The authorities do usually look the other way on these types of things. I mean, the bank signed off on it, so should the bank also be culpable or responsible in a similar capacity? But I don't want to get into politics. Just want to talk about, briefly, I was just trying to touch upon how I think both sides like to have it both ways. You know, they want to throw the book at their opponents, but they also want to like make excuses when it's them making the offenses. So yeah, that was funny seeing Hassan complain. Ooh, Crash Bandicoot is cool. I don't know how Crash Bandicoot came up, but that is cool. Draw a Gundam. Yeah. I appreciate that. And I mean, I can show you which Gundam I like. I can go and do a slideshow of Gundams. Oh, that's what maybe we could read some manga before the show is over. I got some cool manga pictures I can show you guys. So let's see. Okay, good. I think I'm all caught up on the chat now. And then Anime Night also adds a lot of debating and playing Jackbox and then cards. My friend Chaos for You 728, I think his number is Chaos for You. Nice guy. He did this chess tournament for charity yesterday. Apparently he mopped the floor. I think he mopped the floor of the other guy. I was at work, so I couldn't watch it like continuously. I had to like kind of just drop in and drop out. Yeah, defending myself against those assholes was essential. Just feeling their hate. Unfortunately, yeah. Essentially just fueling... Oh, I misread that. Defending myself against those assholes was essentially just fueling their hate, unfortunately. That's the thing, like, so... At the same time, like, it's like... We all try to strike that balance between being a pushover and speaking up. And I remember when I was younger, I was still learning how to speak up for myself. And sometimes I'd look like an asshole when I spoke up at the wrong time. It's just like... It, you know, because like... To me, it's like I'm a dam bursting, and the dam bursts at the time when it maybe isn't appropriate to make a stink about something. And so I end up looking like the asshole. But the reality is, if I was to like have a digital log, I could prove that, no, this is why I reacted. And this is like a long time ago, just kind of giving some vague examples here. Yeah, Democrats and Republicans can be both hypocritical. And look, I mean, I've seen plenty of like, I may happen to lean more to the right, or I may favor, I don't want to say libertarian because I don't want to be labeled, right? But I do agree with the notion that, you know, as long as you're leaving me alone, or as long as you're leaving other people alone, I don't give a crap what you do. Like, maybe the state doesn't need to be in charge of marriage. Because I know you get into these, like, definition battles, right? Where people will be like, marriage is between a man and a woman. And it's like, yeah, but I mean... We've used the word metaphorically before, like the marriage, like if I was to take this glass file, which I use for sanding down my Gundam models, and I was to combine it with sandpaper, that would be the marriage between glass files and sandpapers, you know? Like, and nobody would tell me that I'm using that word wrong. We would all be like on the same page. We would all understand what I mean by that. So when a guy and a girl get married, we all know what that means. Now, maybe people would argue, but we shouldn't be extending the same privileged. On the other hand, maybe the state shouldn't be involved in anybody's marriage, you know, because that would solve the problem right there. If the state's not involved in anyone's marriage, that's a legal contract between two consenting adults. You know, who cares? Now, if on the other hand, the state tells religious institutions that they have to preside over marriages that they otherwise wouldn't of any kind, then I would say that's unfair too. The church has the right to be as closed-minded or open-minded as it wants to be, and there's many types of churches, so there's a pretty diverse ecosystem of churches where if you don't like what church A is doing, you could probably find another church that is more to your liking. Let's see here. Oh, DJ, the Crash Bandicoot was one from my 16 plus hour stream that one time. Crash Bandicoot, nice. That's interesting. Anime Night 1992. The relics, gems, and crystals. Sure, read away. Oh yeah, manga reading. So real quick, let me see something. Yeah, so I actually, speaking of copyright strikes, I mean, oh, it's doing that glitch again. Why is it doing that? Oh, did I delete the original file? So when you edit video, if you delete the original file, this happens. I don't remember deleting the original file, but apparently the software thinks I deleted the original file. Oh, I did. Okay, never mind. I know what happened here. Okay, we don't have to worry about this. So the other day, I don't know if Lady Mist saw this yet, but did you hear about Vaush? He accidentally opened up porn on his computer. What happened was he was like doing a stream, and he's like, I'll just play the audio. Let's just get this on. All right. Let me just get my, let me find my OBS window. I want to make sure the audio is adjusted right. All right, I hope this audio isn't too loud. All right, we're gonna have some fun here. We're gonna have some fun, all right? So, what happens is this guy's doing a stream. And he's like, oh, I want to save this picture. So let's hit play. Oh, I'm sorry. I only played the like short part of the video. Let me get the long part of the video. So this is the long version of the video.
You can see this is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to.
He's like, and this is an example of the kind of structure I'm referring to. Oh! And then like what I noticed was when you look at the freeze frame in the bottom right corner here, he's got that like mouth. And I mean, everyone's allowed to open their mouth. I do it like the other day. I'm watching something or I see something that excites me, and I'm just like, oh my god, like, you know, like this is so cool, you know. So I might be guilty of doing the what they call a soy boy smile, right? And so if you Google soy boy smile or this term soy jack, you get like a picture like this or like this. Apparently there's like an entire video on the origin.
Began circulating on 4chan back in masculine
like that. I don't really you know, like I don't want to make fun of these people because it's like I don't know what their real life views are. Maybe they're perfectly nice people. Maybe they all share all of my views and they just look funny in this picture. Or maybe they're like super duper, you know, uppity about woke issues and don't want to have a middle road, you know, meet me halfway. I don't know. But it's like a stereotype is this is a type of smile. And so people have exaggerated it to the point where they make these cartoons that are like based on Wojak
and Marvel movies constitutes,
but they call it Soy Jack.
Of 4chan. One of
I thought this guy was doing a soy smile. I thought he was going, ooh, but no, he's the guy doing. Is he wearing a lab coat? I always wanted to get a lab coat. I always wanted to do some fake science in a lab, but not really fake science, just, you know, make authoritative statements in a lab coat, you know?
Bojack, a crying soy jack, and two
wrong screen. I'm on. There we go.
The format was originally used by fans of various franchises to make this Chad Kemp Stubble. On 4chan, as well as on Facebook, soy jack remained ever the ultimate graphic representation of ad hominem fallacy, attacking the individual rather than their argument. In this case, by making them unattractive, whiny, and associated with cringe. Many of these soy jacks made it out of 4chan. In May 2020, a format known as Two Soy Jacks Pointing arose. It was based on a photograph of two men pointing at a Beyond Fried Chicken poster. In August 2020, based on a photograph of two men...
Beyond Fried Chicken. I'm pretty sure it's like fake chicken, right? So anyway, my idea, I went on Google picture search and I said, let me make sure this is a thing. And I was like, yeah, it's a thing. I mean, we got pictures of, I'm not saying like, once again, like I don't want to, you know, like hate on anybody. Like I said, these could all be perfectly nice people, you know. But that's kind of wild right there. So anyway, we got the context, right? So let's go back to, we'll play the video one more time and then I'll find something else to do. What's up, William? Good to see you.
You can see this is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to. You're referring to.
I can do this all day. Okay. So then, okay, I did. So okay, I like the other day I did like a Saturday stream, and then I'll do this one more time before I move on. Okay. Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm so mature. I take full responsibility for being very immature. I truly do. I do. So it looks like the chat's still working. All right. So let's see if we can get now. Here's the wild thing. A while ago, there used to be an app called Comixology, and I bet Anime Night 1992 knows about Comixology. It wasn't bad. It was a pretty good comic book app, and like, I think they supported the Kindle. Did they support the Kindle? I know they had an app for Android, and an app for Android was like super cool. The web browser app was really cool. The desktop, or whatever, the phone app, the tablet app was good. It had this feature called guided mode. So when you're reading a comic, you would double click on the panel, and it would zoom in on the panel, and like it would basically like scroll from one box to the next box. So imagine like smooth scrolling from one box to the next box in a comic book. So the way comic books are laid out, so you go from left to right, and it would just jump to the panel. Some people liked it, some people hated it, some people want to do full screen, but the people who liked it really liked the feature. Like I did. I was quite fond of the feature. And one day Amazon bought out the people who make that application, and you know, they messed it up. And so, for example, now to read my comic books or any comics I've bought, I would read them through here. So any issue of Sidonia no Kishi, we'll pick a random one. We're gonna pick I don't even know which one to pick. I don't know, that could be the last episode for all I know. I don't even know if this is the first. Volume 4, but he's holding a sword. The Knights of Sidonia, they have swords, but they don't really come up. I thought they don't come up until the end of this series, because I don't mean to spoil, but I don't think I have you gonna watch Knights of Sidonia anyway. They discovered this like weird artificial material that can kill the evil aliens, and it's like the only material that can like pierce the heart of the alien, so to speak. So they harvest this material, they put it on the tip of special spears, and then they use the giant mechs to, you know, do the attack. You know, these are mechs. They're called Guardians or Guards. In the subtitles, they're called Guards units, but I think they're called Guardians in other translations. So these giant spears are called Kabazashis. And essentially, the guy who's piloting the machine that has the Kabazashi is the one who goes in for the kill. And the only problem is that the aliens, they're attracted to the reactors. So the reactors run on Higgs particles, and the Kabazashis are obviously threatening to them. And between these two things, the aliens will come after it. So it's like they need to keep these weapons on the ship, but these weapons also kind of attract the aliens. Now, one issue of reading manga is it's always easy to forget which way to read it. So I think this is the front cover, and I'm supposed to read it backwards. So I had to open up the Kindle app, and there's a very good reason I had to open the Kindle app. And it's because when you do it through the web browser, you can't zoom in. In fact, I don't even know if I can zoom in now. Oh, wow, it's letting me zoom in. But I tell you, this is super tedious. Like, if this is the only way I can zoom in, it's kind of whack. It's better than nothing. Like, this is actually pretty decent progress here. Like, there's got to be an easier way to... Okay, I can press the control key. So, this is not terrible. Can we go into full screen? We can go into full screen. We can press F11. So, the comic book experience isn't terrible, but there's another issue. We're not even, like we're looking at one page. Why wouldn't I look at both pages side by side? Let's see if we could do that. Okay, not bad, not bad. It's actually pretty good. Such a great title. If you're referring to Knights of Sidonia, I agree, and I'm glad somebody else appreciates it, because a lot of people really don't like Knights of Sidonia at all. Like, they'll go, oh, I don't like the animation style. And granted, that's Polygon Studios and Netflix. They have this, like, lady who's, like, she's sort of like the dorm mother, they call her. But she's a giant bear. But it's really because she's a human in a bear suit, because she got injured in a battle, and basically the bear suit is a life support unit. So I guess they decided, oh good, okay, this is exactly what I was looking for. So I just wanted to find some Sidonia prawn. So this is my Sidonia prawn right here. What we're looking at is Seed Ship Sidonia cross section. Let's go into single page view and see how well we can zoom in on here. Not bad. So once again, that's the ship I showed in other stream. It's a big rectangular thing. It's almost shaped like the top of a 9mm Glock. But Sidonia, this is the front view right here. You can see like it's got a resource asteroid attached to the ship, and some pockmarks and craters on it. The outer layer is the hull ice layer. It protects the Sidonia's hull from collisions. And so, yeah, that's why you got all those impact craters. So they don't have energy shields. They don't have force fields. Their shield technology is like basically a layer of ice, which interestingly, Admiral Pike and his people floated this idea during World War II. They had an idea. They said, if we're going to run ships through the Northern Sea, why not make the ships out of ice? Why not, you know, mix ice with sawdust? So you have ice that's like stronger than it otherwise would be, and build large ships out of that. Use it for freight. So now when a German U-boat goes to shoot at it, it's really hard to sink a large mass of ice. And, you know, ice floats on water. So, you know, that kind of works out. They never implemented it. I forget why. I think there was certain challenges where it just wasn't viable. I'm really glad that we got 2 people in the chat tonight who get it. Okay, you guys get it. I appreciate that. Lady Mist and Anime Night 1992 get it. They understand that Sidonia no Kishi is a great anime and a good anime, and I wholeheartedly, I'm stammering on my words. I wholeheartedly concur. And I like the whole, you know, like world building aspect of anything that has world building. In the case of Sidonia, their world building revolves around the history of Sidonia and the ship itself. And I like that. When I got the manga, I only got into the manga because I didn't think they were going to come out with season 3. And instead of doing season 3, they came out with a movie, which the movie's good. I think I have it right here somewhere. I think it's like right here. Is that it? Yeah, I think it's right here. Yeah, I got it right here. So the movie, they kind of condensed things a bit, and that's how they finished out season 3 from what I can figure. And I'm fine with that. But before the movie came out, all I had was the manga. And, you know, like, one thing I noticed was in the middle of every episode, they have these scenes where they show you, like, they look like manga art, but they're not necessarily manga art. They're a bit more stylized. And it's just like 100 sites of Sidonia, and it's just different parts of the inside of the seed ship, inside of this colony ship, effectively. And I do want to say hi to Chaos for You 728. Oh, I did get the number right. Very good. Yeah, we were talking about you before. Well, I was talking about you before, but you know, same thing. You know, if I talk about you, we are all talking about you. And did you win the chess tournament? I think you did, right? You would never lose a chess tournament. Now, jokes aside, I hope you did win. I believe you won, but I didn't actually check. Yes, I know. She's photosynthesizing. Really, she is. She's really photosynthesizing. Okay, I'm not trying to give you guys nudes. I'm trying to find a specific clip. There we go. This is what I was talking about. Easy beat, everybody. Congratulations and good work. So, you know, like right here, like some of these will actually have like in the manga they have captions. I'll show you an example of one of these from the manga, but this is from the animated series. And you can see like there's a maintenance worker, and it's weird. It's like she's wearing a suit. It's not really she works inside of Sidonia, but it is a space suit. So I guess if you get sucked into space, or you go into a space where there's no air to breathe, you can, you know, it's like an emergency breathing apparatus maybe. But you got this cool spiral staircase around this random pipe. And this is like an access conduit to get inside the pipe. And Sidonia is like 800 years old. So it like freaking, you know, has a lot of pipes in there. And the quote Lady Mist, well, before I quote Lady Mist, Chaos V says, but we earned $2,500 so easily, it will be dawning. I will be, wait, so Easy will be donning. Someone named Easy will be donning a tutu, tiara, wand, wings, and they will dance for us to Pretty, oh so pretty. I'm so pretty, oh so pretty. I know that song. I know that song. I know it from the Adam Sandler movie with Robert De Niro, Anger Management. He made a deal about halfway through. If we could get donations up to 2,500, he'd do it regardless of winning or losing. We earned 2,560. What was the charity for, Chaos? Like, what was it for? You know, like, what are you is it charity? I always want to start. I want to start a climate change charity, and my goal with the climate change charity is for like every $1,000, I'll plant a tree to offset carbon, right? But the real thing is that the idea is that once I raise like enough money, I'm going to use my climate change nonprofit organization to hire a friend to be my cab driver. I mean, to drive me to charity functions. And then I'm going to hire myself, put myself on payroll as well. Maybe we'll hire Lady Mist. If Lady Mist wants to work for our, we can, you know, hire Lady Mist as a consultant. So if I ever make money on my climate change nonprofit, yeah, Lady Mist would be a consultant. I actually had a person on Reddit approach me. They were like, I'm a charity lawyer. I work in nonprofits if you want some help. And I was kind of vacillating on it. I should have gotten back to them, at least thanked them for the idea, but I wasn't sure if they were trying to set me up or not. But getting back on topic, so Lady Miss says, a giant ship of ice hit with a bomb turns into a ton of ice cubes. They still float, but not as a ship. That is true. There does come a point where, and that's actually a valid, that is an issue in Sidonia, like when they get attacked by the large cluster, Garner cluster, which is like a big biomass of alien matter. That is a issue. They literally, 100 years before the events of Knights of Sidonia, they lose 98% of their population to like an attack by 2 Garner. And like sometimes they go up against 1,000 of these adversaries, and it only took 2 to kill 98% of the population. This is why everyone on Sidonia eats once a week. This is why everyone on Sidonia, almost everybody on Sidonia, has to photosynthesize to get their energy. And you know, here's another spiral staircase. So this is the anime, you know, Sidonia, right? Knights of Sights of Sidonia. But if we go over to here, we'll see in the middle of the manga some more examples in a minute. So let's breeze right through it. So in the outer rim, various arsenals and factories. So you see how like inside the wall of Sidonia, you have like facilities for manufacturing and things of that nature just built into the hull. And then inside here, you got residential district up top. And essentially there's a tower that runs down the vertical height of Sidonia. In fact, I could show that too, because I had it on my screen a moment ago, right? We had it right here somewhere, hopefully, I think, maybe. There we go. So this is like the inside volume of Sidonia right here. So you see it looks very habitable. And so this is the residential tower. This is why I'm showing you this part here. So, okay, that's the residential tower. We're going to go back to the comic book now. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, definitely sending positive vibes to Rusty Rivers. I respect that. Chaos. If there's like a donation link or something like that, anything, relating to this endeavor, please do not hesitate to post it in the chat. Or if anything, make it a comment at your convenience. But I will happily repost it, or at least make sure it remains pinned to this chat at the bare minimum. So yeah, we got. That's what you're looking at there. So this vertical thing here is what you're seeing on the right side of the screen. That's the residential tower, and it looks like there's some construction connecting it to the outer wall, because they're essentially hanging buildings along the outer wall as well as the central residential tower. And there's a few different versions of the residential tower, but you can see in this version, you can see the bridges. You don't see as many fine details, but there are multiple decks. My PayPal and Cash App are where the holders of all the donations. Okay, got you. So basically, I'd say that is presumably on Chaos for You's channel, or can be found there, or you could, go to his community tab or something, subscribe to it. Oh yeah, there's a Cash App. I see a Cash App link right there. So yes, there's a Cash App link right here on Mr. Chaos's thing. So like I said, I don't know if he's gonna run with the money, but I like him. I trust Chaos, so I assume he's not gonna. But also that's like a way to go to hell, right? Like if you raise money for cancer treatment, and then you go out like on a bender with some hookers or some crazy shit, that's like a way to go to hell. That's like a do not pass, go. So no, I trust you. So yeah, let's see what else we got here. So we got the natural resource aspect. We'll breeze right through this. So here's another picture of the cross section of the tower. Now this one's a weird image because like it looks almost like a piece of plastic straw. But the point is that you can see essentially it's like there's a structure, there's a understructure or whatever you call it, endoskeleton. And so at the very least, you're gonna have flat ground at every so many meters, and maybe even more frequently if you count for the internal volume of any given building. And then you can see that's like the top down. So one thing I like, when I went from watching the anime to reading the manga, it was cool seeing things hashed out in even greater detail. And I mean, the animated series was hashed out pretty damn well too. So for example, like they have a lab on the outside of Sidonia. So you have to basically go to you got to take a trolley and an elevator, and then you got to walk through like a very sketchy little like glass tunnel in order to get to the ETL lab, because they don't want to do any experiments with any biological samples that are dangerous to the internal populace. So they do their crazy experiments in the ETL lab. They have a gravity generator, which apparently there's an episode that's really cool, and I'll be making clips out of this entire show. There's an episode where they have to dodge a enemy, but they have to steer. So they have to actually use only one of the main engines to push at full power. So the idea is that if this engine's pushing, they could steer left. But the problem is that Sidonia's gravity system is only designed to counter 1 G of force. So if you have 3 G's of gravitational force pushing you sideways, it can't deal with that. It can give you artificial gravity. It can pull everything down. It can keep you healthy. It can compensate for certain types of inertial stuff. It could do some inertial dampening, but it's pretty limited. And so there's an episode where they have to make a rapid maneuver, like an uneven maneuver, and they have an alert. They call it a gravity alert. They raise the gravity alarm, and everybody knows immediately that they got to find a place. So everyone in Sidonia wears a belt with a carabiner clip, and they have to find a pole or almost like a subway rail, like a strap hanger rail, and they got to take that carabiner hook and clamp it to that pole, so that if the gravity goes completely sideways, you know that you're at least safe, because without this gravity belt, you die. And people, like, a shit ton of people died the first time it happened. So that's why everybody wears the gravity belt on Sidonia. I have not seen the new Avatar series yet, Lady Mist, but and so since I did not see it, I can't say if I enjoyed it or not. But as I understand it, it's related to the Airbender, or the last Airbender, and I know they had a cartoon that a friend of mine said was really good. I don't know where to begin with it. Should I start with the Avatar series, or should I start with the cartoon? And maybe I could do like a refresher course. Maybe I don't watch every episode. Maybe I watch like the season 1 and I skim through it a little bit. Or maybe I enjoy season 1 and I watch all of it. I don't know. But you know me, robots and mecha. But I know sometimes you got to push your horizons and watch something outside. I know I should watch things outside my comfort zone once in a while. The worst place in hell. Yep. So that's like, you know, what they deal with on Sidonia, and that's why. Oh yeah, so this is cool. Up here, sea water stratum. So this entire area is a enormous internal sea, and so the pilots, they actually can go and like basically reserve seats on these like little floating submersible pods, and you know, essentially you can have like take a girlfriend with you and have a romantic moment looking at the, you know, whales or aquatic creatures, or maybe, you know, you're going to go into a battle and you might die in battle. So you go and you spend some time in the sea to have some tranquility before you, you know, risk your life and dying in battle. So Lady Miss says that, who said it? Was it, oh yeah, Anime Guy. Anime Night says, start with the cartoon. I heard it was meh at best, but great scenes here and there. Okay, fair enough. I can live with that. Watch the anime first. All right, so we got 2 votes insisting that, or suggesting I do the anime first. I will take your word for that. So here we are, 100 sites of Sidonia, and it says it on the bottom. So it says, that looks like, is that Miss Mediakawa? Anyway, 100 sites of Sidonia, part 13, residential towers section environs. I don't know what an environ is, but this lady looks like she's either standing on a precarious perch or she's floating. I don't really know what's going on here, but it looks kind of, you know, interesting. I do like that they have the color pictures in the anime where they color those like pictures in so they look a little nicer. I'm looking for something very specific. Ah, here we go. What is that? That's weird. Oh yeah, this is like a brain machine or some crazy shit. But like one thing that what is it? I think it's Tetsuo Nihei or Nihei Tetsuro. I'm definitely saying that wrong. Mr. Nihei definitely you know, draws some weird stuff. Very intricate stuff, not weird stuff. So the guy who made this anime, he did a thing called Blame or Blom. It's spelled Blame with an exclamation point. And I can't find a bootleg of it, and I can't find the animated series. I can find the movie, but not the animated series. And I'd buy it because, like, essentially Earth is surrounded by this mechanical structure, and it's called superstructure or some crap. And it's like each level is like really tall. So you're inside of a giant cavernous mechanical structure, like a building almost. Except that it goes from the Earth's surface all the way to the moon. And as you go from one level to the next level, you gotta like hack through you gotta go to each door at the top of the level and hack it to get into the next level. And in each level there's like different monsters or different like robots that like are patrolling the area basically. And so essentially Nihei, he tends to recycle a lot of his concepts. I don't want to spoil anything. I don't want to misrepresent anything, but he does recycle a lot of little ideas. Because you will be confused diving into the Netflix live action. That makes sense. So watching the anime, yeah, it will give me some foundational knowledge. I got you. So here's a guard pilot and their equipment. And I don't know what a refitting reception is, but essentially this is the pilot suit. And you're going to notice it's got a lot of patches on it. Why does it have a lot of patches? Let's read. As with the guards, They're made from precious materials and technology. So rather than make new suits, they are refitted as much as possible and used continuously. The suit Samari is wearing was inherited from her grandmother. So, yeah, that's the suit she was wearing. And if you see the biological catheter they have inside the suits, you might not ever want to wear the suit again. Zero gravity areas and major roadways in the residential area are made so compatible boots adhere. So the boots are magnetic. Organic parts like the biological catheter have been replaced. Oh, okay, good. I was wondering about that. So there's a scene. First time that Tanakazi's putting on his suit, he's being told that, yeah, there's a biological catheter. And it literally looks like a freaking earthworm. Like you pick up the suit and you look inside where your underwear goes, and there's a little wiggly thing in there. It looks like an earthworm. And that thing goes inside the urethra of whoever's wearing it. And like there's like a scene where you see some of the people putting on their pilot suit for the first time, and they have this look on their face like they've been violated. They're all like, like they just look violated. But it kind of, I'm sure there's a good explanation why they use a biological catheter, a genetically engineered catheter instead of a tube. But it's wild. A little wild. So luckily, she does not have to use the same biological catheter that her grandmother used. Thank God. Thank goodness for that, really. So now, the uniform, it's just a uniform as opposed to a spacesuit. And it has a simplified pressurized hood. So, I guess in the emergency, instead of wearing a space helmet, you pull up a hood that can, keep atmospheric pressure. So that's kind of cool. I always wanted something like that. Like, I used to wear my hoodie and say, how cool would it be if the hoodie had, like, a front piece that could act like a space helmet, Like, I mean, you would think that would just make sense in space for the belter loader, Belter loader, that's, the guys from The Expanse. That's good, too. I watched it years ago. Yeah, I think I'll give it a chance, the Avatar anime. Uniform. Up close, it can be seen that the uniforms are patched everywhere. So even her uniform is recycled from her grandmother. So, I do like... Another thing, I was watching Attack on Titan, and that was another one where, like, during the commercial break bumpers, they give you, like, a little bit of facts about, about the world of Titan and the history and the things. The only thing I don't like about Attack on Titan is I have to suspend my disbelief. Like, they're wearing that equipment that lets them jump, so when you're fighting giants, you have these grapple hooks that let you jump and swing, and that's kind of looks cool. But then there's like compressed gas that acts like a thruster. And I don't really see how that stuff would work in real life at all. So once again, like when I watch Attack on Titan, I do have to suspend my disbelief a little bit more. But other than that, I did enjoy some of the world building there. They're playing Netflix on Blame. I mean, they're playing Blame on Netflix. So I don't understand. If they're playing Blame on Netflix, why can't I find a bootleg copy? Why can't there be one Netflix subscriber making a bootleg copy of Blame? Now, jokes aside, maybe I'll subscribe for Netflix for a month. I mean, I'll do a cost analysis. I'll see, like, okay, 1 month of Netflix. But I'm not paying for Netflix forever. Like, I pay for Amazon Prime. I'm not paying for, like, more services, yo. I'm paying for YouTube Premium and Amazon Prime. That's it. Like YouTube keeps jacking up the damn price. And I'm paying for freaking Crunchyroll, which I'm okay with, but, like, I am paying for that shit, And if I enjoy something enough to watch it more than a few times, then yeah, I'll buy the freaking thing, and copy it to my personal library where I can stream it at home. And, Netflix is always taking things out of rotation, so people will be like, oh, Netflix is so convenient. And generally it is convenient, but it's very inconvenient for me when my streaming service takes something out of rotation when I'm not done watching it, What up, Bone? Good to see you. I saw you the other day, and I don't think I said hi to you the last time you said hi. But I'm very glad I get to say hi to you tonight, Bone. I hope you're having a good evening. I gotta watch Eric O'Sullivan tomorrow, because watching Eric O'Sullivan on a Tuesday is great, because Tuesday is like my Friday, so I get to celebrate. So what I do is I watch Eric O'Sullivan getting on the train in Boston at like 5 a.m. And I think of how much it sucks getting up at 5 a.m. like I have to do, but then I'm sitting there at 5 a.m. watching him get on the bus at 5 a.m. talking about comic books or whatever, or, you know, about being positive and, you know, just logical, good things. Like the guy spreads the good word. And I just think to myself, I rejoice that I don't have to get up early the following day. Okay, it says that'll be the next series we watch on Watch Party Saturdays on my Discord. We're watching Bleach right now. So wait, you're gonna be watching Blame next, or the Avatar? Because I would love to watch Blame in a watch party group with people like Chaos, but Avatar, maybe I would watch that too. Why not? Because I did say I would tune into it. So maybe, what better opportunity than to watch it with friends? I wake up at 5:30 every day. I wake up around 5 and 5:30 every day. I should get out of bed at 5, but I usually get out of bed at 5:30 because, oh, William says I have Netflix. I'm sorry, William, I misread your message. I thought you said I hate Netflix. All right, well, you know, we don't have the same IP address, so it's not like we could, you know, do password sharing, buddy. No, I'm kidding. We'll talk. You know, I'm sure we'll figure something out, you know. By the way, William, how's the TV tuner working? Is that shit working better? Let me know. I'm just curious. Like, you don't have to divulge specific details. I just want to know if the TV tuner is cooperating. I'm 28 away from 300. So we got like 5 people here right now. If you're not subscribed to Anime Night 1992 and you subscribe to him, he would only be 23 away from 800. And for just $1 a day, you could feed a child in a starving country. Okay, I don't know. I'm just making stuff up. So this is weird. This looks like some kind of hentai right here. Scientist Ochiai's daughter. Oh boy, what is Ochiai's daughter doing here? No, I'm kidding. No, I'm just joking. 100 Sites of Sidonia, Part 14, Underground Plumbing Pathway. This one is just depressing. It usually works, but last night it froze. It wasn't full, but the device was running OBS and recording something else, and I don't know what codec settings were set up, but I'll check. I'm going to bet that it was sharing the NVIDIA encoder on the 1050, but I'm not 100% sure about that. That's my guess. Let's get to the end of the manga. We're going to see if we get any cool picture. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Oh, good. I found another 100 Sites of Sidonia picture. So this looks like, this is the gravity kit I was talking about. This is the gravity belt that everybody on Sidonia wears. And, you know, I'll make a video clip or I'll show it during a future stream of the scene when people have to use the gravity belt. That is a cool episode. Well, that's a cool scene. Just seeing people being thrown clear from the balcony and being dropped like a kilometer from the residential tower. In fact, no, the residential tower is bigger. And in that picture I showed earlier of the inside of Sidonia, I have another picture that has measurements. And I think it's like about 5 kilometers wide. So it's got to be quite a few kilometers in height. So you could fall quite a long way to your death if you your gravity belt isn't hooked up correctly. 100 Sites of Sidonia, Part 15, Unknown Location, Underground Renovations. And you know, once again, you got like these weird Japanese... Whoops, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Can I put that on my next monitor? No, you cannot put that on your next monitor. It's kind of interesting, though. You know, you just got some stuff here, and it looks really dangerous. Like, if, you know, you lean over the balcony or it breaks, that looks dangerous. But I'm sure some poor person lives there and is happy there. Open flames prohibited. But how am I supposed to light one? This is our new weapon. Uh-oh, new weapon. I don't know if I should be showing this. The advance of the ship of the anti-armament crew has just taken up... Oh, those idiots. That's a beautiful picture. That looks like they're on a planet this time. I don't even know what I just said that was funny, but I'm glad that I can amuse. I truly am. Let's see here. Oof, looks like a mummy. Oh, this is the gravity cannon, I think. Goner detected. Damn. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. They got like a giant bullet they're gonna shoot at the mother effer. So the synthetic copy was special because they could mass produce the very weapon that was previously limited. So they had a weapon, but it was super scarce. And by being able to produce it artificially, they had some leftover material. So they started handing out swords to the pilots. And there's actually an episode where the pilot runs out of power. He's on foot. He can't really, fight, like with his machines. But he's got the sword. And that was like his last hope, basically. 100 Sides of Sidonia, Part 16, Guard Gate. So this is like a way that if the mechs had to go from the outer wall to inside of Sidonia, this is the gate they would utilize. I think that's how it would work. Or if you have any mechs parked inside Sidonia, this is how they would get out, I presume. Ooh, that looks creepy. But I don't want to spoil anything. I just, was looking for cool, relevant pictures. And luckily, the time is 11:49, so I'm out. No, jokes aside. Let's see if we got anything on the itinerary this week. Itinerary, is that? I don't think that's the right word. I think that's only for traveling. Oh, yeah, my turtle. I didn't even mean to pull that picture up, but I'm going to leave it up there for a minute because Puffy is a good kid. So I don't think they do this in the manga. I mean, in the anime. So this is where Izana Shinatose and what's his name, Nagate Tanagazi. It's on. Thank you, Chaos. I will take a look into that. Might have to turn on my VPN for that. But yes, I mean, I really want to, I want to get a taste of Blame, see if it's worth watching all of it, see if it's worth buying it on Blu-ray, I'm interested. I am interested, okay? Like, I like the work of Tetsuo Nihei, if I'm even saying it. I'm sorry, his name is right here. Tsutomu, I'm saying that wrong. Tsutomu Nihei. Yeah, so Nihei right here, this guy, I like his work. So, like, they're going up against the adversary without their mech. And for some reason, Shinatose Izana is holding onto a shield and a sword. And then Nagate Tanakazi is calling his girlfriend Sugimori. He's like, Sugimori, come here. Oh, no, wait, I think he's talking to his mech. But anyway, these swords are actually impregnated with the very material that kills the Garner. So hypothetically, it can be used, but realistically, you wouldn't be able to get close enough to the adversary to utilize it. And then this is another thing that the guy who wrote the comic did. Is he does these production diaries. It's like the next to last point, I think. There's a movie and 3 different variants of it there. Holy cow. Thanks for the heads up on that. I know, my turtle is awesome, isn't she, Anime Night? But also this, I'm glad you're having fun in general. This is pretty cool here. So in the I'm gonna go into single page view so we could center it better. Where does this start? Knights of Sidonia, Production Diary Part 1. Tsutomu Nihei. January 2009. I was preparing a new serial for monthly. In fact, I'm gonna record this. Knights of Sidonia, Production Diary, Part 1, Tsutomu Nihei. January 2009, I was preparing a new serial for monthly afternoon. The next manga will have robots. So at any rate, I've got to think up the machine the hero rides. It's a good point. So apparently Mr. Nihei has depicted himself as some kind of a insect or insectoid. Right, so that's Mr. Nihei, the guy who created the manga we're reading here and the cartoon I like, the anime I like. A robot made with 3D CG. Of course, this is it. It looks like it'd be useful as a reference, and no doubt it will increase my production efficiency. I'm making one too. I always have trouble figuring out which way to read. Like, where do I go? Do I go from right to left here? Or do I go down here? Okay. I got a 3D graphics creation software right away. I followed the instruction manual. I have a feeling about this. And made a biplane. It took a whole day. I don't know why I'm amused by this. I made a biplane and it took a whole day. The main wings are off. This ain't good. It'll probably take a year to get one robot right. Inputting and adjusting the coordinates. Rendering. ... I hardly had a grasp on the functions of Photoshop, which I'd been using for my art for years. There was no way I could do 3D. I decided to do things the same way when I did Biomega. Biomega is another work of Mr. Nihei. Model shop. Bought lots of plastic models from the model shop near the studio. So this guy's going to the model shop. He's getting bags and bags of models. And apparently he's kit bashing it. I don't know if he calls it kit bashing, but let's see. I bought lots of white plastic model kits, mixed them all up, cut up the pieces and shaved them down and assembled them together like a puzzle. I'd even buy a whole kit for just one joint. To the model shop manager, this unshaven customer buying tons of kits and supplies every day must have been bizarre indeed. 1 month later, let me make sure I'm doing this in the right order. 1 month later, the hero's unit, the Sugimori, was complete. I learned later that when I told my editors I'm done, they naturally took it to mean that I finished the draft. And that's Sugimori. So apparently the mechs from Sidonia are the result of this guy kit bashing other model kits. So that kind of explains a bit. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I like the designs, but it does explain quite a bit. But when they actually came over to see what they found was foul smelling. Okay. But when they actually came over to see what they had found was a foul smelling room filled with bits of plastic and a man approaching 40 with a beaming grin, surrounded by mountainous piles of model boxes and holding a homemade kit. And he's like buzzing blizz. He's got a little buzz. That's him right there. He's got these executive looking guys like, hey, look at my model kit. I had 2 months until my deadline for Knights of Sidonia Chapter 1. On that day, I still hadn't done even 1 page of the draft. Oh, man. Yo, have a good night, Bone. Thanks for dropping by. And that's the backstory. So that concludes the manga. A new weapon that will change the face of war. Garner core piercing rounds excite the crew of Sidonia, but they do not know that this weapon to destroy the Garner originates from ghoulish research on Garner, the still undefeated, highly intelligent Hawk Morph Garner. Why does she, thought to possess human thought patterns, attack Sidonia? Tanakaze? I'm still rehabilitating. I don't know who says that, but someone's rehabilitating. What kind of power was behind Ochiai's seal, which Konato has broken? The battle strains to its absolute limits. Knights of Sidonia, Volume 5, on sale, fall 2013. Our goal is to annihilate the Garner, and this is the Immortal Council. These guys are weird. They're like Sele from Evangelion. And there we go. There's like, see, I think that's Sugimori right there. And you can just see, like, yeah. Can you tell that this guy designed it based on kit bashing? Can you tell? I mean, it totally looks like he took the, like the armor, the hip armor from a Gundam and made it the shoulder. That's what I see here. I see like hip armor from like a random Gundam being moved up. I mean, this guy, I gotta say, I mean, I gotta hand it to him. And, you know, I mean, in the Sidonia environment, I'm not saying I'm not hating on it. I'm kind of amused, you know? So let's see here. I did a Yu-Gi-Oh unboxing last night, but upon rewatching, my giant logo took up the whole screen in an error, so now I have to redo the entire video. Sadly, the cards are already unboxed. Oh my god, that's brutal. Yo, it's funny, Anime Nights, because like I sometimes think to myself, I think about opening up OBS twice so that I can have like different video feeds simultaneously. So recording, like for example, I'm in full screen, but what I want is to record a full screen feed and this separately. But that's not really very practical. It's a pipe dream I have. I'm not saying I'll be able to do it. I'm just saying it would be cool, because maybe if I forget, sometimes I forget. I might as well go to like. Whoops! How long is my sound out? So I'm gonna put everyone on blast before I wrap this up, and so we're gonna put chaos for you. No spund. What do you mean? Isn't that what we call it? That's I have no spund. See, Lady Mist is doing it too. Bow sound. I think she's talking about Bo Biden. I'm trolling. I think that covers everyone except for Mr. Super Tendo, which actually let's get his Ghostbusters channel up. So my friend Super Tendo, he's temporarily struckened, so you can see Mr. Super Tendo at his Ghostbusters channel. So I humbly ask you all to consider subscribing to my friend there at his Ghostbusters fan club channel. And with that being said, dyslexia, I could read that, see? Science says I can read. So jokes aside, as wired as I am, I better get ready for bed because, you know, I do have to be up one more time at 5 o'clock a.m. But I truly do want to thank you all for dropping by. Where did I put my OBS window? There it is. Does anybody have any questions, thoughts, ideas before I wrap up? Speak now or forever hold your peace. We'll watch movies on my pocket PC during the week. I'm not going to dedicate a Monday show, but what my plan was to play movies on this crappy screen and just like put it on the stream and make people watch Star Trek, because I really want to see what happens. Like if the audio from this little speaker gets detected by YouTube, and if YouTube goes, oh, this is, you know, copyrighted material, I want to know if it gets detected or not. So that's my plan. But jokes aside, yeah, do it anyway, right? So anyway, jokes aside, so it looks like everyone's pretty much in good shape right here. For anybody watching on the replay, please consider liking and subscribing. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, please leave a comment. And for now, I think we're going to end transmission after I read the chat. Ever heard of Prism live streaming? Prism is like Streamlabs, but better. I mean, I love using OBS so much, and I used Streamlabs OBS, but really, it's not that I was disappointed by Streamlabs OBS. I just wasn't enthused. Like, I don't know what people mean by Streamlabs OBS is more user-friendly. Like, I did not gather that it was more user-friendly at all. The only way that Streamlabs OBS was user-friendly to me is if you've never used OBS, then yeah, it's easier to get started with. But outside of that, I found it hard to like really like, you know, like get accustomed to utilizing. There was the other one. I can't remember it. All of a sudden, it had a weird name like Xemo. I signed up for it too. It's what the hell is it called? X Alternative Streaming Xemo. I'm making up names here. It's not called Xemo. I can't remember the name of it all of a sudden. Oh my god! It was like Makini Drawers was talking about it today. Yeah, I mean, look, if it works for you, like, you know, use what works for you. So never listen to somebody like me saying, I hate this thing. Everyone should use this other thing. The number one thing that matters is what works for you. Because at the end of the day, when I'm at work or it's 5 a.m. and I'm not, you know, on the internet, you know, I'm not available to answer questions. So you got to use what works for you, right? You know, and what you can learn. And there's a birthday stream on Anime Night 1992. Hey, Google. Remind me Wednesday night. Hey, Google. Remind me Wednesday night at 8 p.m. that Anime Night 1992 has a birthday stream on a Thursday. There we go. We got it. Just want to make sure I get a reminder. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it right now. Melon app. That's what it was called. Melon app. Now, I don't know if it's like actually the name, but the one I used was called Melon app, and I think it's owned by Streamlabs. Now it's owned by Streamlabs, but it had like a bunch of these overlays built into it. It was sort of like using OBS inside of the web browser. Like you see like the user interface here. Like you got like overlays, you got different graphical things, you got these like backgrounds here, which I mean I could do in Restream as well. But there was just something about Melon app that was different that even though I didn't really find it useful, I liked. But there was a service that Makini Drawers mentioned on his stream today. And it, like, supports 12 people. So if you want to have, like, more than the normal limit of people on your stream, you would, you know, use that one. Because, I mean, when you have a birthday party stream, you want more people. But yeah, so Anime Night 1992's birthday party stream is on Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Which time zone? Because, you know, we all deal with time. I'm in the East. I liked, you know, StreamYards was okay, but, you know, I went with Restream and I couldn't be happy because I was really just looking for a way to get 60 frames a second at 1080p. That was like the most important thing to me. It was like, if I'm going to play a video game on stream, I want to get 60 frames a second and 1080p. I'm not trying to do 720p at 60 or 1080p at 30 frames. I want both, you know, I want my cake and to eat it. Swing by my channel and I'll play a special birthday song. Well, you heard the man. Chaos is going to play a special birthday song. He might even have a dwarf dance on screen for you. Trust me, I've seen it. Yeah, Discord is good for communication. I don't usually join half the streams that people have when they let people join them to Discord. I should. Oh, I got the serious case of the... Oops. Got a serious case of the yawns here. $10:06 p.m. for context. Like, no squad gnome. The no squad. Oh, yeah, that's my no spot. Don't touch it. That's a funny song. All right. Anyway, I better get my ass to bed because I really am getting a yawning storm. And before you know it, I'm going to yawn. I'm going to yawn and get teary-eyed. And then people are going to make compilations of me like I did with Vouch earlier. And then I'm going to be embarrassed like him. What site is what again? Melon app? You talking about Restream? I'm on Restream.io. So if we go into my browser, I'm streaming directly in Restream, but normally I stream from OBS. So Tonight I was thinking about having guests on, so I streamed it from here. Normally, I don't stream through the browser. I'm using the OBS virtual camera. So in OBS, if I go here and I click on this button that says virtual camera, oh, I'm still recording. And I click this button, you're going to see a logo. See? So that's the virtual camera right there. So essentially what it does is whatever OBS is showing on screen in any of my scenes. So whether I'm playing Xbox, Nintendo, I'm showing you my monitor. I'm showing my friend Punkwat. Actually, Punkwat if I want. But whatever OBS is showing, that becomes available as a virtual webcam. So that's how I use OBS when I'm on a multi-person stream. When I'm alone, I can't really have other people join unless I'm using something like Discord. But I find that the quality is better when playing fast-paced games. So if I'm playing a racing game, it's better for me to stream directly from OBS to Restream than it is for me to do it through the web browser like we have here. So I hope that clears this up. Yeah, Restream, some people say it's pricey. I mean, like I said, just study your options, but I'm pretty happy with Restream. Also, why is it asking me to go pro? I'm already on premium, aren't I? All right, whatever. I'll read that later on. So, all jokes aside, I really am going to end here. Prism is and Restream. I'll try both. Okay, Prism. I think Prism is the one I heard about. Let me just type that in real quick. Was it this one? It might have been this one. I don't know. This one looks interesting. I'll take a look at it for kicks, and watch some videos about Prism. I have a love-hate relationship with it, but it's gotten me attention, and I love chatting up with you all. Word, I appreciate it. All right, so that covers everyone. So once again, I'm going to say it one last time. I want to say goodnight to Anime Night, Chaos for You 728, my boy Super Tendo, William, and Lady Mist. If I forgot anyone, well, that's because they already went to bed. And if I forgot anyone else, I apologize. And with that being said, I want to thank you for all watching. Once again, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, comments, or ideas, please leave a comment. Hey, what up, Action Man? Oh, man, I would stick around for another 10 minutes to say what up to Action Man. But jokes aside, I salute you, Action Man. Action Man is, he's promoting masculinity and, being things like being a strong male. So I respect the values that Action Man Gaming upholds. And I highly recommend you watch his God of War video. Yo, dude, Action Man, I couldn't find your God of War video yesterday. I was having dinner with my pops. I was like, yo, you got to see this video. And I couldn't find a God of War video. And I'm sure it's here. No, it's not here. Wait, maybe. Yeah, I can't. Did you take it? Thank God I downloaded that video, man. I'm not going to re-upload it. But just so you know, I have that God of War video because I want to watch that video. You don't have to republish it, but I did enjoy that video tremendously. That's why I saved a copy in case I ever want to do a reaction stream. I'll ask your permission before I do anything like that. But if I ever do a reaction video, what happened was I have a friend. He wanted to get into YouTube. So I downloaded the Action Man Plays God of War video so that he could do a reaction video where he would react to multiple videos, including that. And then a couple weeks later, I come to him. He's like, oh, I changed my mind about doing reaction videos. He's like, oh, it's a saturated market. I'm like, bro, just do it. Just get yourself out there. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. You just got to do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, a lot of people do reaction videos. The point is get comfortable. Talk to the camera. Then you find your niche, or then you find your groove. But with that being said, I want to thank you all for watching. I want to thank you, Anime Night, for subscribing to Action Man Gaming, even though he doesn't have the God of War video up. That's okay. We'll discuss that at some point. We could find a way to, have fun with that video if I get permission. And with that being said, to everyone else, I want to thank you all for watching. And I'm really going to end this transmission on my mark.